Hi, this is Donnie bringing our weekly Bible reading devotional as we continue to read through Romans. Have you ever maybe thought, God, let me give you some advice here. God, could I just offer some counsel? You know, as you look at your life circumstances, things maybe aren't playing out the way you think they should, and you think, God, why are you doing it this way? That's kind of what's going on in Romans 9 to 11. The question is being raised. If Israel has rejected God, the gospel, they were his chosen people. Like, have his promises failed? Has God somehow messed up the plan? And Paul, in these chapters, is writing to say, no, no, no. There's a much bigger plan than we could have fathomed. And that plan, the details are kind of easy to get lost in the middle of as you read through these chapters. But the essence is God's plan was to bring the Gentiles into salvation too. And somehow through them receiving mercy, Israel also will receive mercy. And it all makes Paul stand back at the end of chapter 11 and say, oh, the depth of the riches and the wisdom and the knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments and inscrutable his ways. And Paul goes on to say, who has ever given God counsel? He doesn't need it. So it just makes Paul worship God for his wise plan that is beyond our ability to fathom. Now, that's really helpful for us in our lives because it's easy to look at life in a fallen world and the circumstances around our lives and think, God, what are you doing? Are you missing something here? And I love A.W. Tozer's book, The Knowledge of the Holy, and particularly his chapter on the wisdom of God, where he talks about how God sees all things in proper focus. He sees the big picture. We see such a little limited perspective. God sees the whole and knows exactly what he's doing. So much so that Tozer says this, not only could God's acts not be done better, a better way to do them could not even be imagined. The wisdom of God, it's incredible. So, this is all meant to give us incredible peace, to lead us into trust when things don't make sense around us. And they won't often. But as we know that God is wise, he knows exactly what he's doing, we can rest in his knowledge of the whole, even when we can't see and understand. And one day, we will stand back amazed and say, God, you did it so well. A better way to do it could not even have been imagined. Thank you for your wisdom and your love and your care in my life. So this week, let's just take refuge in God's wisdom, in his perfect plan, his perfect love for us. And as Paul does at the end of chapter 11 of Romans, let's worship him and rest in him. I'll see you next week.